Welcome to Voice Bootcamp, a global name in unified communication. Hello, my name is Faisal Khan, Cisco Voice Instructor and founder of voicebootcamp.com. In this particular video, I'm going to focus on Cisco Unified CVP 9.0. Cisco Unified CVP 9 is the latest version released by Cisco on CVP platform. Now, Cisco Unified CVP, which is a robust, scalable, and reliable IP-based IVR that is available from Cisco's line of product for contact center. A CVP can be considered as a product as well as a solution. Now, if you look at a CVP as a product, then basically it includes specific software items that are part of CVP product and solutions components. Now, if you look at a solution on the other hand, where it requires additional components to provide a contact center solution for mid-sized to large enterprise customers. Now, CVP can provide IP-based IVR interaction with color using VXML, which is an industry standard markup language for creating IVR-based application. It also can provide advanced call queuing while the call waiting for an agent. So when a call comes in a contact center, if an agent is not available, CVP can provide a queuing mechanism for contact center enterprise. Now, call switching capability in CVP can provide call switching across IP network. Now, call switching can be achieved using H323 or SIP protocol. CVP can be used as a logical migration path from going from a legacy IVR system to Cisco Unified Communication. Now, various web-based applications available in CVP to provide web-based management and administration. One of the main administration page would be Cisco Operation Console, which is basically a centrally operate, administer, maintain, and provision the components of CVP solutions. Now, CVP can also provide reporting and historical, real-time and historical reporting as well. Now, CVP components are divided into two categories. One would be native components, and one would be non-native components. Now, some of the components that we're going to talk about here, of course, they will be more detailedly covered in their own respective chapters. Call server is, for example, one of the 5 most important components of CVP. Now, call server provides call control, and call control can be achieved by ICM service, IVR service, SIP service, and H323 service. Now, ICM service, which is interaction between the CVP and contact center enterprise. IVR service provide IVR scripts between the call CVP as well as contact center enterprise as well. SIP service is used to establish call between ingress gateway to the CVP or CVP to call manager, for example. Then you also have H323 service. Now, in version 9, H323 is for backward compatibility only. Cisco recommend that you use SIP as a call control device, call control protocol. In CVP components, reporting server is one of the most important server, because in any contact center, reporting is crucial to any day-to-day administration and operation. Reporting server is basically installed as part of the call server installation, and it provides it maintains the Informatics database, which contains information that are received from the call server as well as VXML server. Operation console, which is basically a web-based administration that is used to centrally operate, administer, maintain, provision, and the component in CVP. Now, operation console is a pure web-based solution. And in a CVP solution, you are only allowed to have one operation console system. VXML server, which is a server that is responsible for executing IVR application that are exchanging between XML page, which is a voice browser, on an iOS gateway. Now, VXML service, which is basically a platform for providing developing powerful, reach-driven application using Call Studio. Now, Cisco Unified Call Studio, which is a graphical tool that is used to create VXML-based applications. So that is basically the offline programming development environment. For larger solution, CVP can integrate with some of the following unified communication component. Now, not all of them are required. depending on the type of model, deployment model or call flow of CVP. Some of these devices are required, some of them don't. Now we will talk about these devices more detailed in their own particular chapter, such as the non-native components. Now, over the past 2 decades, many customers have invested on TDM-based interactive voice response application to automate their customer relationship type of environment. For example, companies always wanted to provide a solutions for their client to be able to check their 401k inquiries or customer account, or allow the customers to check their balance, things like that. However, many of the TDM-based IVR platform were based on proprietary technology, and because of a proprietary technology, it limits the customer the ability to integrate with their existing environment or business application. So therefore, applications such as speech recognition or text-to-speech or database or CRM, things like that. And because the TDM IVR, which was hosted at the customer site, there was no centralized control of that type of solutions. Now, so TDM IVR relies on voice carrier to take a call back or terminate it on the site. Now, because of the call going through the carrier, it can be very expensive as per call charges applies. Also, TDM carrier lose call control to PBX, because once the call is handed over to an IVR, you may not have full control about that IVR process. So TDM IVR has a limited scalability and limited, if not no support for their IP to TDM conversions. So why use Cisco CVP Solutions? First of all, it is designed around an open architecture, such as web-based and VXML, and it is based on converged IP infrastructure. So therefore, it makes CVP a natural choice for next generation IVR platform. It permits the IVR treatment at the edge of the enterprise network, which saves transport cost and saves bandwidth at the central location. CVP requires fewer servers because VXML service can run on the gateway, not necessarily on the VXML servers. So therefore, less number of servers are required. Now, it provides tight integration with Cisco network infrastructure, such as switches and routers. Most Cisco ISR or CSR routers can support, ISR router can support VXML services on the router itself. So therefore, it is tightly integrated with the Cisco network infrastructure. CVP also provides toll avoidance by using voice over IP network. So therefore, if you're sending calls to an agent who are physically sitting in different country, you may not necessarily have to pay any toll charges for that. However, voice over IP is not legal in every country, so you have to look at the regulation regarding VoIP on those particular countries. It can provide centralized call control and reporting via Cisco Unified ICM Enterprise. It has a scalable architecture that can grow to meet any business needs. It does work with the legacy platform or legacy system using integration of PBX through voice gateways, for example. CVP can also provide a migration path. So if you have an existing IVR solutions with the TDM base, you can use the CVP as a kind of an intermediate device to provide integration with an IP-based solution, and can use SIP trunking with the carrier, with certified carriers. Now, Voice XML, which is a markup language used by developers to write IVR-based application. It is used for developing IVR service and leveraging the power of web development and content delivery. Now, Voice XML was designed to create audio dialogue that features synthesized speech, digitized audio, recognition of speech, or dial tone multi-frequency DTMF key input. Now, it also has the capability of recording of spoken input. Now, it is common language for content providers to or tool providers or platform providers to provide IVR-based application. Now, Voice XML has a separate service logic from the user interaction and presentation logic in web-based page. Now, it also shields application authors from low level and platform-specific IVR and call control details. Voice XML programs are rendered by Voice XML browser. In this case, a Voice XML browser is your Cisco iOS gateway, much like an HTML program. Now, Cisco Voice Gateway can provide the Voice XML browser function. For small deployment, the Ingress Voice Gateway or Inbound Voice Gateway and Voice XML Gateway can be typically deployed on the same router. Cisco iOS Voice XML Gateway can provide gateway and Voice XML functionality at the same time. Now, of course, for more simple call processing, a new call arrive, the voice gateway matches an internal dial pair, which will then send the calls to a Voice XML Gateway port. The Voice XML Gateway port represents the VoIP endpoint and can be logically thought of as a voice response unit. Now, upon arrival of the new call, the Voice XML Gateway will send a request to the Voice XML CVP Voice XML server using HTTP protocol. Now, this URL contained in the HTTP will correlate with a specific Voice XML document. Now, Cisco iOS, like I said, both depending on the type of deployment that you have, you can run the Voice XML browser and the gateway and Ingress gateway on the same server. Same gateway, sorry. So a typical voice processing, again, just to repeat that, a new call will arrive, the voice gateway will match its dial pair, send the calls to Voice XML Gateway port, which happens to be the VoIP endpoint. When a new call arrives, the Voice XML Gateway, which is also being known as VRU, can send an HTTP request to the Voice XML server for further instruction. Voice XML server will send a request and dynamically generate a VXML document and send it back to the Voice XML Gateway. Voice XML document will typically include things like prompt the user for input, or in a result of input will be included in the HTTP request. Now, numerous Voice XML document might need to be rendered back and forth, and therefore infinite number of possible paths can exist through this Voice XML document. So these are some of the overview of CVP. Now, next few modules will go deeper into different components and their functionality.